Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tools for a Peaceful Life. To our live viewers and to those of you that are watching the replay. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Pattie Sadler. She's the founder and CEO of the New Life Clarity Project. She's a published author, a speaker, and an influencer who has a passion for creating global change. She has a talent for motivating and inspiring others to find the big why in their own lives, to embark on the adventures that they call life. First responder and gifted trainer, she assists business owners, sales teams, entrepreneurs, and authors to find unexpected and amazing results. She's a talk show host, a director of public relations for the SOaR Foundation, and she's the president CEO of NLCP. She lives her life with passion and has shown that it's possible to create life-changing results if you're ready. She offers consulting on a comprehensive level, assisting others to manifest their life vision so it becomes reality. She's an expert in life-changing and transition, and she can help you to declare just what you need, what you want, and where you need to get it. Welcome, Pattie. We're glad to
Well,
have you
thank you so
here.
much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
It's so good for you to be here with us.
Thank
Pattie,
you.
our viewers are all very interested in finding out a little bit about you. Can you share your story with us?
I'd be happy to.
Great.
Um, so I'd like you just to take a moment and just think in your mind of a young lady who is in a home. She's hiding in the closet, terrified because her husband is coming home and she's afraid that either it'll be words or physical, or you just never know what kind of abuse is going to come through that door. I was in a relationship for 17 years with a man who, when it began, it was like the dream come true, and it turned into a nightmare.
Wow.
And for 15 years, he was mentally and physically abusive. It took about 12 years for me to figure out how to defend myself and start fighting back. And then when I learned how to do that, was when a big transformation came in my life. Now, a lot of women don't get to that point. They just endure the abuse and keep being abused. I'm a very strong-willed person, but 17 years of somebody telling you you're worthless and beating the crap out of you isn't a very ideal place to be. So it was clear until I was 41 years old that I decided I had enough. I didn't have my kids in my life. I'd lost custody of them because of the relationship I was in. In fact, my youngest, my daughter, I couldn't find her for 16 years because her dad had taken off with her. And when I did find her, I had already left the situation, and I found her in foster care. So she was 18, 19 at the time. It's been 12 years since it was exactly a year to the date from the time I left that we connected. I found her finally. And so it's been about 11 years with her, but it's been 12 years since I left that relationship. When I left the relationship, I not only had been defeated and beaten down, but I had a drug addiction as well. And so not only were we in a very bad place in our relationship, we had a problem, and I was medicating with methamphetamines. I used methamphetamines for 22 years.
Wow.
And when I'd had enough with the abuse and everything, I really needed to just leave it all behind. In a situation like that, you can't really stick around. You have all these connections and all these triggers, and you have all these people around you. No one's going to support that. They aren't going to let you out, that easy. So I found a relative and I moved to California from Utah.
Wow.
And I have been clean and sober for 12 years.
Good for you.
And I got a divorce from there. And I had a lot of growing up to do because I had been using for 22 years. I was at a mental state of a 21-year-old. I just was not the person I am today. But it's taken me the 12 years to grow to be the woman that I am. Now, let me just tell you this. When you make a decision to change your life and you know that you're a daughter or a son of a heavenly Father that loves you, a higher power, whatever that is or what that looks like to you, but that you are divinely created, and you realize that factor and you decide that you deserve better than where you're at and you take action, that's when the miracles start. And you really have to just believe that on the other side, something good is going to happen. For 12 years, I took counseling. I started going to NA and AA meetings and meeting other women who had been domestically abused. I ended up opening up a home in California for women who were coming from incarceration with young children. And we were able to help some of them get back into a normal life. Some of them didn't make it because they chose the drug, But everything that I did, and I'd go to the jails and I'd do ministering there and different things like that. Everything I did to get back and to tell my story was how I got stronger and stronger. Well, I wanted to be a published author. So I studied with a New York Times bestselling author, and this author spent 2 years training me about everything in the publishing industry, like that I could possibly know. And I didn't really want to be a publisher, but I wanted to share my story, and I wanted to help other people share their story. Long story short, I came home full circle in Utah and got to take care of my elderly parents until each of them passed away in my arms. And I was clean and sober and worthy to do that. And so I got to go full circle, all because I made a decision to do so. So that's kind of the story in a nutshell.
Wow, what an inspiring story. I think it comes down to what you said. You decided to take action, personal responsibility, and I'm sure it had to be difficult.
It surely wasn't easy.
Yes. You talk about once you make that choice and that realization that our Creator loves us and we are worthy, that's when miracles happen. What kind of miracles did you experience?
The first miracle was seeing myself as the person that I had lost 22 years before that.
Yes.
I've been missing that woman, that young woman, and that was part of the problem. I really missed her a lot, and I got to see her in my reflection. The second thing was being clean and sober and having no desire to go back. And because once I took that action, I just was determined. So I had made up in my mind I didn't want to do that anymore. The next thing was my parents coming to see me and spending 22 years worrying about what I was doing, why I had made these decisions. It was really about a man. I didn't know the first thing about relationships. I was, I just chose this guy and I just went along with whatever, and I just figured that I just had to get up, grow up and get married, So to have my parents come out and see me in holding a job and really being humble and humiliated is not the word, but humbled in a way where I could be accountable. I acknowledged what I had done wrong. And I also was humble enough to listen to what others had to say and take feedback. But to have my parents come and see me change that much, they told me, they said they would have ushered me out 100 years earlier if they had known they would have changed my life. But to see the biggest miracle was seeing the joy in their face, the relief and the joy that I was able to give them back for all the hurt that I had caused. And there were times when I'd said and done some things that were really, really horrible. and then I couldn't quite take back, you know? And
Yeah.
so to be able to make amends with my parents and show them that their daughter really did learn something from them and that they were not responsible for that.
No.
It was
Yeah. As parents ourselves, you know, if you put yourself in that place, what a gift to
right.
have your daughter or your son,
Oh yeah, and
you
then
know,
the
come
miracles. My
back.
son came over. Yeah, my son came over. He got married. He straightened out his life. I now have 7 beautiful grandchildren.
Wow.
My daughter came. I found my daughter. She came back into my life. In the last 10 years, it's been not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of,
Yeah.
hit and misses, and but we both know and have acknowledged that it's not perfect and it's okay and it's just going to get better.
Right.
But all in all, it's just been, and now I have these beautiful 7 grandchildren I never would have had if I hadn't changed my life. And they're the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. And I got a new husband who loves me and treats me with respect. You know, you don't know what can possibly happen just by believing in a higher power that he will give you so much more and he will bless you. He wants you to be happy.
You are exactly right. Yes, you are. So you have lots of exciting things going on, but you have one in particular that I'd ask you to share with us a little bit about this upcoming adventure in Costa Rica.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be the most amazing opportunity ever. So, we have put together a completely transformational retreat. In this event, it goes from August 23rd to the 28th in Costa Rica. You will be completely immersed in the culture. You will have a couple of excursions that are going to be life changing. Every experience that you have throughout will be, you'll have writing time, you'll have writing classes, you will do marketing, we'll teach you about building your author presence, we'll teach you how to be a best-selling author, we'll teach you all about all the different types of publishing. When you go home, you're going to be ready to be a best-selling published author. And when you go home, you're going to be transformed. It's going to be filled with transformational type activities. So not only are you going to have writing classes and marketing classes and different things like that, but you're going to also have some excursions that'll be life-changing as well. Let's
It's
just take a little peek at one of them. I usually don't like to tell people because I like them to be really surprised at all the things that they get to have. But one of the experiences that we will have is we go to a place in the morning and it's a yoga studio and it's 12 acres of beach.
wow.
On this 12 acres of beach, they have all these umbrellas and seats and tables, everything all along. They have a yoga place upstairs that we do a meditation and everything else. Then we come down and there's a little restaurant that's really healthy eating food. It's just really healthy. So we would provide a silent breakfast for the authors and they play this meditative music all through the 12 acres.
Wow.
So we would have a silent breakfast, and then they would be able to take the next hour, hour and a half, go into their own little spaces and write in nature. Now you've got the ocean in front of you. You have um, Costa Rica is full of preserved, beautiful land. The food is to die for. And then they would have a really nice lunch and a little bit of beach time. Then we'd go back and have some classes at the house. Now, the house in itself is amazing. It has an eternity pool, and it's very intimate. We have a little woman who's coming in. She's a grandma, and she worked for Four Seasons for years as their chef and has retired. And she's going to come do all of our cooking for us. And she does not speak any English, so you're going to be immersed in the culture. We do, yeah, butler service and turn down bed service every night. An hour-long Costa Rican massage. Photographers coming in to do branding and marketing with the clients, with the guests, so they can actually have that experience. We're gonna have some immersive experience with animals. Last time I was there, I did a zip line, I did a horseback riding, I did river rafting, and I did river rapids, and then I got to go and have monkeys on my head. So they're not exactly what we have different experiences, but they're the experiences you can have in Costa Rica are limitless. There is just everything is just so amazing, and it's so grounding. You've got the 8 volcanoes around there, and it's just magical. It's just a magical place.
It sounds like it. Now, I understand that you only have a few spaces left, maybe 5 or less.
Yes.
So, if someone is important or is interested, how would they be able to grab one of those seats?
All they need to do is reach out to me directly, and they can either find me on Facebook, or they can Pattie Godfrey Sadler, or they can email me at Pattie Sadler, PATTIE SADLER @gmail.com. You can also text me at 435-695-4456.
Okay. And
And I'll send you a link, and we can do a meet and greet and talk about it. And I have so much to share about it. It's incredible.
well, if anyone does have difficulties or you missed any of that, feel free to reach out to me and I will be glad to help make that connection as well.
Thank you, Sue.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Patty, if I could ask you, before we go, I always like our viewers to get a peaceful lifestyle tip, something that they could use that you found really helpful in your life. Would you share one with us?
Sure. One thing is gratitude journaling. Um, if we take a few moments in a day, and even in the morning, it might be best, because it's a good way to start the day and remember what we're grateful for. But when we come from that energy of being full of gratitude, then we actually can make miracles happen. So one of the things I recommend is for people to get up in the morning and write a list of 5 to 10 things they're grateful for every day. Watch that list expand, because every day you have something different to be grateful for, and just see how much you have. And when we turn the glass half empty to the glass half full, is when we start seeing really big shifts in our life.
Yes, I think that's a wonderful practice. I have a gratitude journal that every morning when I wake up, there are 3 things that go in there, one little line with 3 items. And then every afternoon in my normal planner, I will write in 5 things. And I have found it's very hard to be negative when you're focused on gratitude. It just
That's right.
naturally lifts you up when you realize all the blessings you have. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yes. Well, I super have enjoyed our little chat together. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
Just, I'd love to see you. If you want to be an author, or you are an author, this is going to be a completely transformational experience. It will change your life, and it's a once in a lifetime thing. And so again, it's August 23rd to 28th. We'd love to see you in Costa Rica for this transformational opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you to our viewers. Thank you for all of you that are watching the replay. It's been a great conversation. Any little tidbits you got, or any questions you have, please add them in the comments. And we are just thrilled that we could have this time together with you. Thank you, Pattie, for being here.
Thank you, Sue, for having me.
Appreciate it. Great.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I'm going to look at how I can maybe get to Costa Rica, because this just sounds like a great idea.
I would love to have you.
Thank you. All right. Well, bye, everybody. And thanks for being here.
Thank you.